Welcome back to the show, everybody. Check out these headlines this morning here. It is the SEC that is now issuing a crypto investor alert. No joke, ladies and gentlemen. It is a full assault on crypto, and the XRP ledger shall set you free. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. You can follow us on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter for exclusive content at the top of the screen. $1.23 trillion market cap for cryptocurrency. It's up 4.7% at the time of making this video. Bitcoin's 28,300 plus, Ethereum 1,800 over, and we see Tether market cap at 78.5 billion plus. Watching it closely, XRP is 44 cents. We're up 4.6% on a 24-hour. We'll keep an eye on it. Let's take a look at this. Link 2 has massive announcements here. Link 2's new investment minimums are $5,000. Used to be $10,000. That's amazing in itself. But there's more. Just in time for the launch of Ledger, baby. That's right. Ledger Private Equity is now going to be available starting at 8 a.m. Pacific time. Do not mess around. Guarantee that's going to go real quick. And guess what else has made its way onto the platform? It's Chainalysis. And by the way, the alternative trading system, the ATS, that allows all the customers, accredited investors that buy private equity will now be able to have a secondary back-end market to buy and sell their private equity between each other. What a remarkable time it is for Link 2. Oh my goodness, don't mess around. Click the link, check out my sponsor. Speaking of sponsors right here, Flare Domains, this is Flare naming service here. They have launched, and you can get yourself a spot if you click the link underneath of this video. You can get on a reservation list that allows you an opportunity to get the best domains off of Flare Networks through Flare naming service. This is very, very exciting. They are going to be at XRP Las Vegas. Do not miss your opportunity to get on that list, ladies and gentlemen. Click the link underneath the video as well. Dao Quan now from Terra Luna has been arrested. I tell you what, it's about time. My goodness, is that guy good at hide and go seek. It gets worse, ladies and gentlemen. Bear with us here. This is the portion of the show where you start going, wow. Who brought the good news bear? Somebody get him some honey. The Algo fam woke up this morning to bad news, which is the trickle-down theory because Coinbase got crapped on. They killed the rewards, and they now have informed everybody they're elevating their service evaluating their service in light of the recent regulatory scrutiny from the SEC and the Wells notice towards Coinbase, or given to Coinbase. And for that reason, they will no longer support algo rewards for retail customers. It goes on, but we've got more bad news to look at. We got to look at it all. You want the big gains, you got to be able to stomach the big losses. And right now, it is the move, the transition from the market that we've had for a dozen years or more to where we're going. Like it or not, that's what we're watching take place. Bitstamp now says they will be unable to process ACH deposits as of March 27th in just 3 days. Unbelievable. Oh, it gets worse. Crypto exchange Kraken will suspend automated clearinghouse ACH deposits and withdrawals starting on March 27th as well. I tell you, this is a mess, and it gets worse now. SEC issues a investor, and you should say a crypto investor alert, urging caution around crypto, citing assets may not comply with U.S. laws. This is what they're doing. This is what they're doing right here. Right there. And that's what they said. You can read it yourself if you like. But I did it for you. It's not good. We can only hope now that what Perry Ann Boring is doing with Representatives Soto and Tom Emmer and others will prove to be beneficial, because up until now, Congress has been feckless. They have stood back and watched Gary Gensler, and one could make the argument that they've been aligned with him. No one to date has made any real effort outside of a tweet to stop him. But let's listen now, and I certainly hope and listen with all the optimism that we can rally the troops.
This morning, U.S. Representatives Tom Emmer and Darren Soto, the co-chairs of the Congressional Blockchain Caucus, reintroduced the bipartisan Blockchain Regulatory Certainty Act. And on behalf of the Chamber of Digital Commerce and our members, we would like to commend Representatives Soto and Emmer for introducing such an important piece of legislation and for their leadership on blockchain technology in the U.S. Congress. Now more than ever, it is vital that we institute regulatory clarity for blockchain developers, for miners, for validators, service providers, and others that are building on blockchains in the United States. The existing lack of clarity is a very significant risk to the ongoing growth and development of blockchain technology in the United States, and this must be addressed. The Chamber of Digital Commerce strongly supports this legislation that will help ensure that the United States can be a leader in building on blockchains globally.
And there you have it. And I certainly hope that they can build some momentum on it, but we shall see. But right now, I want you to listen to this clip here from Crypto Law TV, and it is Eleanor Tarrant and John Deaton. You will have a chance to be in the same room with them at XRP Las Vegas and participate in a question answer at the end of an amazing fireside chat that we have lined up. Let's take a listen to this clip and hear what John Deaton's thoughts are on this case. It's important.
Very confident, and I've said it on record, I'll say it again. I believe the SEC will lose. Remember, Charlie and I even have that bet. I believe the SEC will lose its summary judgment motion as it's written. That doesn't mean the judge can't split the baby, and it depends on how aggressive she is on wanting to get into the evidence. But the SEC lost their expert for trying to show that XRP holders would have relied on the efforts of Ripple and that they were induced by Ripple. And there's no expert to say that there's no non-investment use of XRP. And then, of course, you have XRP holders brief, you have Spin the Bits brief, and all the other amicus brief, and you've got 3,500 affidavits from XRP holders saying why we used and purchased XRP. And some of them say for investment, like many people did, and many of them talk about for the particular use and moving money and being paid and all those other things. And so there is an area where the judge could say whether or not XRP was purchased for non-investment reasons is an issue of fact for the jury to decide. She could say, as a matter of law, the SEC has not that no reasonable jury could conclude there's a common enterprise and fine for Ripple. Or she could say whether or not there's a common enterprise is an issue for a jury. So it really depends. I'm confident that they're going to lose. And I believe that Ripple has the better chance of an outright win than the SEC does.
Just unbelievable. I love listening to John Deaton break down the facts of this case, and the legal argument is so strong. Just the surface points that he's touching on. He could go on and lay it out in critical detail, but just think of that from a legal technical point of view of what he said there is very, very strong and compelling. Some of the most important reasons legally structured wise in an argument or a conversation that I believe is why XRPLedger shall set you free. And we're going to hear on the technical side of what the XRPLedger is actually designed to do from Quincy Jones in just a moment. And there's the other reason I believe XRPLedger will set us all free. But that's just my opinion in Digital Perspectives. But right here, getting back to the idea of understanding that the SEC is issuing this alert, an urgent caution, really to investors around crypto and citing that they may not comply with U.S. laws is a swing at the entire space now. It is absolutely a massive scare tactic, and I don't mean to suggest that there won't be repercussions. We are in a risk environment here, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you know where you're standing. I am completely over leveraged, but I've gotten comfortable with it. That doesn't make it right, and I am in no way suggesting that someone else do what I'm doing. But you know what? I'm here. I've been here for a lot of years, and this is why I've consolidated my portfolio down to what I believe makes it through this threshold. But, you know, I am still taking a very, very enormous risk, and I'm doing things every day to try to make sure that I am reevaluating it in a very living, like a living document, very living, breathing, organic, minute-to-minute way based on the information that we see coming in. And based on that, I would just want to highlight and share some of these warnings here that we're seeing. SEC is warning all investors that proof of reserves means nothing and is hinting at enforcement action. Well, what is the biggest thing that we've talked about on this channel, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to proof of reserves? I talk about it almost every morning. It's USD Tether. They have done not one sufficient audit that would stand up in the traditional markets, period, full stop. What else? We're at an all-time high. Let me please just show you. Bear with me here. Just right now, the market cap, $78.5 billion. Money is consolidating in the crypto market to the tune of almost $80 billion into Tether because they're unsure where to go right now. Everyone's scared. Well, I'm going to get out of my position and just sit into Tether. When the market moves, we get some clarity, I'll get back into my assets again, and I'll figure out where I want to go. Well, what happens if Tether's next? What happens if Tether's next? All of this is really hinting to something like a Tether. Important investor protections for investors. Risk of loss of individuals who participate in transactions involving crypto assets, including crypto asset securities. It talks about this right here and a couple other places. I just want to highlight it for us here. Let me get it open. And it says here, the only money you should bet is speculative money, right? But let me get this open for us, see if it'll act right here for us. However, these types of services may not provide meaningful assurance that entities hold adequate assets to back. Talking about proof of reserves. That has been the issue, not one of the issues, the issue with USD Tether. I said this a few mornings ago. My biggest concern now is that we're watching all of this money be corralled into Tether. That's what I said, and here it is right here. This is why I always remind people to watch out for USD Tether. The market cap is getting bigger and bigger as the crypto choke point 2.0 continues, almost as if government is corralling retail investors for the ultimate crypto collapse. Know what you hold. And ask yourself this, Cypress asked it. So, is anyone else wondering what's going to be the catalyst to get rid of the majority of these crypto assets? Because whatever the mass purge event it's got to be coming soon if we want to truly see this market thrive. And I think he's got it pegged right there. It's absolutely true. Crypto's at 23,000 plus cryptos, and there are not 23,000 plus problems to solve. We know this, right? Now, I'm not suggesting we can't have a free market, but we need a regulated market. And this is not going to stop for all of us until they achieve that, whether we like that or not. Government has done nothing but tweet about it. Exchanges, 579. I don't think we're going to end up with that many when this is all said and done either. So this is getting very, very interesting. Now, before we get out of here, I want to play you a minute and 10 seconds of Quincy Jones right here. Give him a follow, Coin Club Quincy. And I'll tell you something, he's amazing. Obviously, you guys know I think he's a very brilliant young man. He is going to be on stage at XRP Las Vegas speaking. You are going to want to hear this young developer talk. He's so passionate about this space and the work that he does. I want you to take a listen here as he explains, again, what the real functionality is, where the real value. People say XRP, XRP, XRP. For me, the value is the XRP ledger. It is a decentralized world exchange. And listen to what he says, because I believe this is what sets the XRP ledger free.
Let's say you wanted to liquidate $100 million worth of bonds. Well, you can only liquidate the $100 million worth of bonds if you can find a buyer for those bonds. And that ends up being traditionally pretty difficult in terms of the higher and higher in value. And definitely, it doesn't have to be bonds. It could be stocks. It could be any sort of asset of any capacity, mortgages, whatever it is. Now, with the XRP ledger, the entire premise is being able to maximize liquidity through this algorithm in terms of being able to take all these different steps at the same time. So instead of taking these gold derivatives or bonds or mortgages or whatever it may be, the means is the entire premise is being able to liquidate those assets on demand in terms of being able to move them into different assets or different currencies, and then allow those different currencies to be able to interact with whatever parties that you're trying to engage with. So if I had like $100 million worth of gold derivatives, I can instantly liquidate those from gold derivatives to US dollars to Japanese yen to, Japanese stocks instantly, rather than me going through the physical process of, all right, I got all these gold derivatives, let me find a broker that's willing to, have me sell them, then I sell them into dollars, then you go find some Forex exchange, exchange those dollars into Japanese yen, and then now I have the Japanese yen, now I can buy those Japanese stocks. The XRP ledger allows you to do that all in one step, simply based on the algorithm.
And that's the specialty right there. And with the automated market makers that were added to the network to cut out the arbitrage as well, you can only imagine that what the XRP ledger offers as a decentralized exchange for the world only gets better from here. Not financial advice from me or anyone else. It's just my digital perspectives. I'll catch all of you on the next one.